Well, let's hope our production crew gets back here soon and safe. And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Tuesday, October 20th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain. Many of the stories read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com, so go there right now and read all of them. Here are the news stories from the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The top federal prosecutor in Nevada says he wants to provide more manpower and equipment to enforce federal laws on American Indian lands in Nevada. U.S. Attorney for Nevada Daniel Bogdan says Attorney General Eric Holder is making the issue a Justice Department priority nationwide. Bogdan tells the Las Vegas Sun he hopes to get funding for a prosecutor in his office to focus on tribal matters. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Nevada currently has 52 prosecutors and administrators in Reno and Las Vegas. Bogdan says there are 3 FBI agents and 1 Bureau of Indian Affairs specialist covering 27 tribes on 31 reservations across the state. The federal government investigates felonies on Indian reservations ranging from drugs to sexual crimes to murder. National recognition of the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes for their work on the Washita Battlefield in Oklahoma is just one more step in a long process toward accurately portraying the deadly clash between Native Americans and the U.S. Army more than 140 years ago, according to Lawrence Hart and Bob Blackburn, both who helped develop the area into a National Parks Service unit. The National Trust presented the Preservation Honor Award to the tribes during mid-October at the 2009 National Preservation Conference in Nashville, Tennessee, for their work on the Washita Battlefield. The battlefield was the site of the November 27, 1868 attack launched by Lieutenant Colonel George Custer on Cheyenne Chief Black Kettle's winter encampment along the banks of the Washita River. Historical accounts differ on the death toll, but some say 100 Cheyenne and 21 soldiers were killed and dozens of others taken prisoner. The tribe's lodges, teepees, and other belongings were burned, and their herd of 800 horses were shot. According to historians, Black Kettle wanted peace, but some warriors had participated in deadly raids on white settlements before the Washita battle. Major General Philip Sheridan, Custer's superior, decided to teach them a lesson, Blackburn said. National Trust also recognized the tribes for their efforts to preserve the history of the Battle of Sand Creek in Colorado 4 years earlier when 100 Cheyenne were killed. Officials with Fremont County School District 21 were telling students to stay home last week because of the flu. The school board decided to close the 2 schools in the district until this week after 1/4 of the 440 students in the district were absent for parts of early last week. Assistant Superintendent Nina Garland says all the buildings were being thoroughly cleaned before the kids' return. Illness was hitting other schools on the Wind River Reservation as well. Almost half of the 50 students and 3 of 5 teachers at the Fort Washakie Charter High School are absent midweek, and other reservations in the country are beginning to experience similar outbreaks. A federal bankruptcy judge in Delaware ruled ruled recently that the auction of a Texas horse racing track should be rescheduled, delaying the hopes of a subsidiary of an Oklahoma-based American Indian tribe that wants to buy the facility. Global Gaming, a subsidiary of the Chickasaw Nation, had agreed to pay $27 million to buy Lone Star Park in Grand Prairie, Texas from Magna Entertainment, which filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March. Court documents indicate a court-ordered auction of the track scheduled for this month was canceled, but a committee of Magna Entertainment's unsecured creditors asked U.S. bankruptcy judge Mary Walworth to reschedule, saying another company had submitted a higher bid. Walworth rescheduled the auction for October 23rd in New York, Global Gaming CEO John Elliott has said. Indians in Space, curating media art by Indigenous artists, will be an event with Stephen Loft, Aboriginal curator in residence from the National Gallery of Canada and the former director of the Urban Shaman Gallery, starting at 5:30 p.m. On October 29, 2009 at the School for Advanced Research in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Established in 1978, the Indian Arts Research Center houses a collection of over 12,000 items of Southwest Native art As a division of the School for Advanced Research, the IARC supports Native artists, interns, research, and scholarship. Consumers in Wisconsin will soon have a more convenient, responsible way to dispose of old computers, printers, televisions, VCRs, and other electronic waste or e-waste containing toxic substances after the State Senate today gave final approval to Senate Bill 107, a bill that requires the manufacturers of these products to provide consumers with access to places with proper collection, recycling, and disposal for unused electronic waste. Families across the state have old and outdated electronics stacked in drawers, basements, and garages that they want to dispose of in an environmentally friendly way, said Amber Meyer-Smith, program director at Clean Wisconsin, the state's largest environmental advocacy organization. Electronic waste often contains toxic mercury that pollutes lakes, rivers, and streams, threatening the fishing industry and endangering human health. Beyond mercury, e-waste often also contains cadmium, lead, chromium, and bromated flame retardants. When electronic waste is put into landfills, these toxic substances and wastes leach into the ground and water, threatening human and environmental health. And I don't know anyone that likes that bromated flame retardant as a drink. And on Tuesday, October 27, 2009, First Nations Ojibwe Corporation and the Opportunity Finance Network will kick off the 6th annual Native convening of the 2009 OFN Conference. This week-long event, devoted to community development practitioners, will offer sessions and panels to address the unique challenge and opportunities Native community developers and financial institutions are facing in today's market. The theme of the 2009 conference is the new normal. This annual conference is one of the most important events and networking opportunities for emerging and established Native community development organizations, said CEO and President of Ojibwe, Tracy Fisher, who said natives across the country are facing greater challenges and higher demand than ever before. And that conference will be running from October 27th through the 29th at the Westin Hotel in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you all for joining with us. Stopping again soon. Miigwech.